Willerm Delisfort was the artist, and we have William on the line right now. Welcome to WPFW.
Hey, thank you. Thank you for having me.
Oh, it's a pleasure. Willerm, this is looks like it's from a new recording that Dear Lord came from Black Elements. Tell us about it.
Yeah, it's an upcoming album that is waiting to be released. So I was happy to have your listeners to be, some of the first to hear it before it's being released. It's the story of All That Is Black, which is at one point it said throughout the album, like our story. So it's been an absolute pleasure just trying to get it done.
Absolutely, absolutely. So you'll be coming into town on Monday to work part of this piano jazz series. It'll be at the Dacor Bacon House that Burnett Thompson's putting on. But before we talk more about that, tell us a little bit about yourself, how you got into playing the piano, what drove you to this improvisational music we call jazz.
Okay, I have to say it's everyone knows last time whenever I tell them this story. But I was just trying to kill 1 hour of my time before my brother got home so I could have someone to play with.
Uh-huh. Okay.
So,
and where was this? Where were you going?
This was in Miami. This was in Miami, Florida.
Okay.
I come from a big family, and it's one of those, anybody that comes from a big family knows, when you're bored, you play with your siblings. The only issue is my brother, he got home an hour after I did. So, I'm just sitting at home watching Power Rangers, and I was like, there's got to be a better thing to do with this hour. So, one day I saw a flyer on the bulletin board, and I took it home and asked my dad, could I take piano lessons? I thought he was going to be mad at me for taking school property. But he was like, $5? Yeah, okay. And here I am.
Fantastic. And how'd you make your way to New York? I see you're playing at Smalls and Mesro a lot and stuff like that. What drew you to the city?
I mean, some of my mentors, John McMahon and Melton Mustafa Sr., they've always, having mentors like that, New York was always the end goal. So I went to Florida A&M for undergrad and then Northern Illinois. But I would always spend as a kid, I spent my summers in New York, and as an adult, I would spend my spring breaks in New York so that I could, ease that transition, meet some folks, make some friends, some connections. But I always knew that this is where I wanted to be. I just wanted to be among some of the best musicians and writers and stuff. So,
and how long have you been in New York City?
Ooh, 12 years now.
Okay,
12 years of rent.
So, it's not just jazz, but you've worked in a lot of different genres with this music.
Yeah.
Tell us about some of the folks you've worked with.
So, I mean, coming up, I've done a lot of musicals. There was it's inevitable. I think if you want to be a professional working piano, you got to experience it all because we're needed in everything, But I've done hip hop gigs. From sitting in, subbing in for like Lauryn Hill and playing with T-Pain. Just several different artists that I've met over the years and just working with. Whether it's we're in church and we're playing gospel music or we're the night before and we're playing R&B, just a whole spectrum of this beautiful black art form,
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. And I've had to ask this question of all the artists I've been interviewing by phone for the last almost 2 years now. How did you survive the pandemic? What did you do when everything was shut down?
Well, I mean, a big part, I have to say, of my survival is my family first and foremost. I've always wondered about those who did not have that. So we would always try to reach out to them and call them, make sure that they were okay. Mm-hmm. Having my family here with me just kept me going. So a lot of it is I transitioned a little more towards teaching. Invested my online side of it so that I could be able to teach more. And I love teaching. I'm on this whole campaign. Those who can teach, those who can play teach.
Sure. No.
You know.
No, I've been teaching jazz history at different universities for well over 30 years now, and it's really, I love sharing this music and trying to get across to a younger audience how important it is, and the culture that it was created in, with all the negativity that came up with the racism in this country, that this art form and all aspects of it, the blues, jazz, gospel, it's all intertwined, and shouldn't be overly segmented as we tend to.
Yeah. I mean, the history, well, first and foremost, thank you for teaching the history.
Mm-hmm.
This is important. I mean, because it's such a beautiful history. The stories and the birth of this music, to its voice, to its body, to its spirit. It's, it's one of the reasons why, you go to Japan, and people look at you, jazz musician, and like, yeah, and they just love you, I mean, some of the works of like Louis Armstrong and all these amazing musicians that have gone around the world and just been great ambassadors for it. So, yeah, I get a little bit excited to talk about it.
Absolutely, no, as do I. WPFW is in the midst of our winter fundraise drive right now. Like WBAI in New York, we're part of the Pacific, and that we're completely listener supported. I was wondering if you tell the folks why they should support a station such as ours.
Well, I mean, it's the voice of this music. It's the voice of our history. You never want the voice to be lost. What is the term? Griot? Is it Griot, I believe?
Yes.
The storyteller?
Okay, sure. Absolutely. So, folks, you can call 202-588-9739 and support your Jazz and Justice station, or pledge online at WPFWFM.org. Now, about the conference, the performance that you're going to have on Monday. Tell us a bit about what you'll be doing at the Dacor Bacon House.
Oh, I'm just excited to come and do some solo pieces, some solo piano pieces. Got some songs I've been working on, a couple of compositions. They're just, I'm excited about the ability, just me just playing,
sure.
Not having to, and I love to play with other musicians, but you give me a moment just to myself, I'm just gonna be the happiest, man on earth, basically.
Absolutely. So this is on the Steinway at the Dacor Bacon House, which is located at 1801 F Street Northwest in D.C., and tickets are at pianojazz.com for the live person audience or live stream. So we've been live streaming these performances that Burnett Thompson has been doing, and I see you've live streamed a lot of performances that you've done up at Smalls, so that's worked out to be able to see you down here in D.C. while you were able to do stuff up in New York City. And Spike was one of the pianists that Burnett brought down here some years ago, so I got to interview him also. Yeah, it's been quite a series, so I'm really excited about it.
I want to give a shout out to Spike, because Spike's been pushing hard, for us so hard throughout the pandemic. He was finding different ways. I don't want people to take that for granted. It took a lot of work, and he did an amazing job. So I want to take a moment to give a shout out to Spike.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. So how did you and Burnett Thompson hook up?
I think it was through online.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure.
I know Burnett's been very close to Spike, and there may have been that connection that you were just talking about. So that's for sure. That's for sure. I would not be surprised. Well, I know he's really excited about bringing you down to D.C. On Monday. So again, it's at the Dacor Bacon House at 1801 F Street, new location for the Jazz Piano Series. Tickets are at pianojazz.com for the live audience or the live stream. Willerm, it's been a delight talking to you tonight, and I'm really excited about you coming down. I'm looking forward to seeing you on Monday.
Yeah.
And again, I want to let folks that we're on a roll. We have $400 to go tonight to meet my goal for this show, and I want to thank you for calling in and supporting what we're doing here. And I'll see you Monday.
Yes, sir. All right. Thank you.
So Willerm Delisfort at Bacon Dacor Bacon House, 1801 F Street on Monday.
As they lay their burdens down.
We played that cut. I want to do something else from this recording, so let's cue up. See if I can get number 3 on this. Let's hear some more music again. Willerm Delisfort, he'll be at the Dacor Bacon House on Monday, and we'll have more details after we hear this.